believe Slughorn would say that Dumbledore's memories weren't true. Like, why would Dumbledore lie about that?
Well, we can't exactly ask Dumbledore.
Wait, guys, I have an idea.
So last year, while I was doing my project on Hagrid, he introduced me to a friend of his.
I think you may know a thing or two about Dumbledore.
Wait, this is the Leaky Cauldron.
Yep, this is where we'll find him.
Who?
Aberforth Dumbledore. You don't need to be Swaggerforth. Your name's already got swag. Now me, Hagrid is pretty boring. We need to add some swag to it. Swagrid. Swagrid.
Swagrid? That just sounds stupid. As opposed to Swaggerforth? Swaggerforth is like intense, man.
Swaggerforth doesn't have any flow to it.
Why don't you just both put swag in your name? Swagrid and Swaggerforth.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever...
Oh,
Harry,
Ron!
Hermione!
Hey, are those the sales from your last album?
Yeah, it is.
Hagrid!
So what are you doing here?
Well, basically, we just got back from Slughorn's house where he was telling us that Dumbledore's a pathological liar and that he never told the truth and there were pineapples there. And I'm like, why doesn't he like pineapples? I like pineapples. Who doesn't like pineapples? And I just want to know if Dumbledore is lying or not about everything he ever said ever because I'm Harry Potter.
He's telling the truth, you know. Slughorn never liked pineapples.
So, do you think the memories that Dumbledore collected were wrong? Like, why would Dumbledore lie about that kind of stuff?
Dumbledore lied about a lot of things. He was always a backstabbing, mangy scumbag of a person. You can't trust him farther than you can throw him.
How could you say those things about Dumbledore?
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Dumbledore's brother?
Yeah.
How did
Then
you know that?
He knows voices.
If you kids want to know the truth about Dumbledore, let me tell you a little story.
Oh, that's okay. I heard about your mother.
How did you know about my mother?
I'm sorry. It must be a tough time dealing with her death, while putting on a brave face for your brother and sister. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll lend a hand. The name is Gellart Grindelwald.
Nice to meet you. I'm Albus Dumbledore.
You know what's the problem with the Veld is, Albus? It's all the muggles. The Veld would be a better place without them. Or us as the rulers.
There are laws against that kind of thing with the ministry.
But why are those laws put in place? The mud, the dirt! We are better than them, Albus. You're working at the ministry next summer, aren't you?
I'm gonna be Chief Undersecretary to the Minister. They call me Agent D.
Join me, Albus, and we'll make history.
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
I got you your favorite. Now, let's practice that spell we've been working on. It was a good effort. A good effort. Hello, Albus. Grindelwald.
Hello, Aberforth.
How's the goat?
I see Ariana's really coming along. It was a very good reducto.
It was Lumos.
You're after something, Albus. What is it?
Aberforth, while you're off at Hogwarts this year, Grindelwald and I are going to take Ariana to London.
Albus, she still can't control her magic. She's not fit to leave the house, much less go to London, where the streets are crowded and busy. She's not going to London, and that's that.
Move, Aberforth.
Albus.
Come with me, Ariana.
No.
Ariana! No! No! You're not dead! No! No! No!
Albus, long time no see.
Grindelwald, you and your little wand should just pack up and go home.
Surely you don't recognize what is before you. The most powerful wand of all time. And you should be familiar how well I can use my wand.
How could I forget? But a wand is only powerful in the hands of a powerful wizard.
And how powerful are you? You were supposed to be her big brother.
Stop.
Imagine if everybody found out who you really are. And what would you do for power?
Maybe people change.
People only hide the qualities they're ashamed of. And the qualities I gained, you gave up. I see you've made your decision. You've gained much more power with killing me.
Incarcerate! You're not going to die today.
Ha! Appealing to nobility. Some nice touch that a minister of magic would like to do. Albus Dumbledore. Strong enough to defeat Grindelwald and noble enough to spare him.
I hear a lot of talking in this bar. I hear all the papers know that Fudge was wrong and Voldemort is back. Now they want Fudge to step down, and you to be Minister of Magic. I hope you know I won't let you do that. Nobody remembers what happened with Ariana, but I do. If you so much as set one foot inside the Ministry of Magic, I will go straight to the papers and tell them everything. I've seen what happens when you're given power. You can't handle it. And don't even think of trying to get rid of me. I've charmed myself so that if I'm killed, my Patronus will go to every paper in the country and tell them everything I know.
You think I would kill my own brother?
You killed our sister. And that's what happened.
Well, I guess there's no reason to trust Dumbledore anymore.
Yeah.
And if we can't trust Dumbledore, I guess there's no reason to look for Horcruxes either.
Dumbledore wasn't always straightforward with us, but maybe if we knew what he had to do, we wouldn't have agreed to help. Like Batman. Or George W. Bush.
We would have done anything to defeat Voldemort. Dumbledore should have trusted us.
You know what the problem is? You kids grew up with Dumbledore. You always saw him as this untouchable good person, as a role model. And he wasn't. I knew him as well as any of you, probably better. And he made some mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. And he should have trusted us. But here's something you kids need to learn. Good people aren't always good. Look at me. Expelled from high school. On the run from the police, still. Spent a summer in Azkaban. Robbed several bars. They still won't let me have a wand. But you all still talk to me, right? And you know what I say? There's only 2 Horcruxes left. You kids have gone too far to stop now.
You know what? Despite the fact that I didn't listen to a thing Hagrid just said, I'm convinced. You know what? We've gone this far. We need to get the last 2 Horcruxes.
But where could the last 2 Horcruxes possibly be?
Well, let's recap. We just found the diadem. We found the ring in book 6. We found the locket in book 5.
I have it figured out. 1/7 of Voldemort's soul is introduced in every Harrison Potter movie.
You know what? That makes sense because Voldemort first introduced himself in book 1.
And Harry destroyed the diary in book 2.
Yeah.
And in book 3, Harry and I saw Nagini. Let's face it, we all knew that one was a Horcrux.
Well, we didn't find out about the diadem until book 7.
But the ring was destroyed in book 6.
And Mundungus found the locket in book 5.
Voldemort said he wanted to split his soul in 7 ways, so there must be one Horcrux we still don't know about.
And it must have been introduced in book 4.
Well, what Horcrux was introduced to us in the Triwizard Cup?
The
Hungarian
Pokeball.
horn tip.
No, she's probably right.
Mine made more
I
sense.
think it was the cup.
So that means Hufflepuff's cup is the last Horcrux.
That means it's in the trophy case of the last school that won.
Well, that means that.
We'll have to go back to Hogwarts.
But there's bound to be tons of security. How are we going to get into the school?
Look who's back.
Neville? What?
Is it mine?
No, it says,
Neville, what are you doing here?
I've been leading Dumbledore's army in your absence, and we've been fighting teachers that Voldemort has sent here.
Neville, we need your help. We need to find the Triwizard Cup.
I'll do whatever I can to help.
But wait, how are we going to get back to Hogwarts? Didn't you know? The Leaky Cauldron is conveniently located 8 feet from the Gryffindor Common Room.